Is running a sport or a hobby?
We asked a whole bunch of people this very question, and we got many different responses.
Hobby.
Hobby.
Sport.
Sport.
Hobby.
Sport.
Hobby.
Sport.
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 Absolutely a sport.
Both a sport and a hobby.
Big explanation coming up from the one and only Ryan Mecca.
Because when I'm running for the team, I feel like I'm doing it for a cause and almost like to better the people around me as well as myself, and to win something that like isn't just for personal gain. However, in the same aspect, when I'm running, I also feel like it's a hobby because I am working for that personal gain, and I want to get that time, and I want to feel that feelings of success and reward in myself.
So, was running a sport or a hobby?
Well, before we share our response, I think we should find the real definitions for both sport and hobby.
Tell if it's a crisis or not. I hate coming off too normal, but I could use a wife and a dog and a job and a white fence off where the white kids walk. Well, if I've been lost, don't know where the days went. I spent a lot of nights in a blur, and I bet it's been.
So let's break it down.
And I haven't yet. Yeah. We had.
Okay, so far we asked 14 people their answers. Those were their answers before. I believe we had around 9 saying it was a sport.
I think it was 8 sport and then 6 hobby.
8 sport, 6 hobby.
So it's nearly even. You have a little bit more people saying sport. But for people who think running is a sport.
Well, sport is basically something where it's an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another.
Yeah, so for people who think running's a sport, you're definitely right in that regard if you're competing in track and cross country, because you're competing against other people and it's physical exertion.
Does that mean it's a sport if you're running on your own? A hobby's something totally different.
A hobby is defined as an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. So if you're running alone and you're not running cross country or winter track or spring track, you could definitely call it a hobby if you're just doing it alone and not on the team.
But if you don't like this music, then don't be listening to it. You know, I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar. If you don't.
To wrap it all up, running can both be a sport and a hobby. It can be a sport because if you're competing, if you're going against someone, you're trying to beat someone in a race, whether that's a track club, a team, a community race, that would be a sport.
Yeah, so if you're training for like a race or anything, that's definitely a sport. It's more of a hobby when you're just doing it alone, or like you're cross training for other sports like wrestling, basketball, all that type of stuff. So if you're doing it alone, it's a hobby, and if you're doing it as a sport, it's for a team, really. Anthony, what are you doing right now?
I am editing this video.
Yes.
Inception.
So, how's it looking so far?
Pretty solid.
A lot of videos.
Hobby.
Sport.
Sport.
Hobby.
Thanks for everyone for sending these. Made
Appreciate
the video.
it. Before we go, we just want to update you guys quickly on what's been going on with us since we're making weekly videos. Anthony. So, what have we been doing this past week?
Alright, so this past week, well,
First week of summer training for me, at least. That we got the first week done, went pretty well. Still feel definitely pretty slow and sluggish after coming off an injury, but I'm getting there.
Okay, so this past week for me, it's pretty much just been swimming every single day. This morning, I did a swim, open water swim, and a bike for like 40 minutes. It was like 10 miles. And honestly, I'm pretty sore from that, not gonna lie.
Keep in mind, he cannot run until July 10th because of the extra bone in his foot, but hopefully he'll be just as strong as he left track season.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. He's doing cross training, so that's good. But yeah, that's really just a weekly update. We'll be doing these after every one of our YouTube videos, so go check us out on Instagram at headstart_running. Thank you guys for watching.
do that. Show that.
If you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. You know, I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar. If you don't.
Hi, my name's Ryan Mecca.